to supply the Colden and Trent and Mersey Canal. It still feeds over 100 miles of waterways. Since the mid-1980s, the lake has become something of a centre for water sports, and it's part of the Staffordshire Way if you enjoy walking. The lake attracts about 190,000 visitors a year, but during its heyday, in the Edwardian era, it could attract up to 60,000 visitors a day. You'd expect it to be the other way around, wouldn't you? But between 1870 and 1900, the development of the lake was phenomenal for the time. There was a fun fair and sideshow. A large dance floor was built, popular with the romantics who liked to waltz under the stars. And the parents of Rudyard Kipling met here on a picnic, hence his name. The lake became semi-derelict in the 1960s. The main railway line was closed and the visitors stopped coming. There are plans, though, to revive Rudyard. At the moment, the cafe and toilets are housed in a porta-cabin, and it's hoped something more attractive and lasting will be built. But it will never be overdeveloped again.
The charm of the place and the character which we're trying to preserve doesn't allow us to develop it in that way. For example, we could have jet skis or water skiing on the lake, as we did about 12 years ago, but those type of sports have long since gone now, and it's now reserved purely for quiet pursuits, windsurfing, sailing and boating, that type of thing.
And in keeping with the history of the place, there's a miniature steam train, which is fun, and an old steamboat called the Swan. This little steamboat has just started taking visitors up and down the lake. It's driven by Peter. Peter, the boat reminds me of the African Queen.
Yes, most people look at it and say African Queen, but my friend and partner says bad luck to change the name of a boat. But I'm still working on it. I plan one day it'll be African Queen.
She's quite old, isn't she?
Yes, she's about 50 years old, the boat, the hull. The boiler was built during the war, but not used, and the engine, we think, is about 100 years old.
Now, you have steam in your blood, don't you?
Yes. My mother was a Stevenson, and she was descended directly from John Stevenson, who is George's younger brother. So that's why I have it in the blood.
And this is heaven for you.
Oh, yes.
Rudyard Lake is worth considering if you want a traditional day out for the family, away from the noise and the bustle. The hire of the boats and the steam train are the only things you pay for. The rest is free.
And if you're going places or staying at home, well, look at the weather now with Shefali.